Hey guys, this is Cynthia God's Law, founder of Sin by Sin, and I want to welcome you guys to the Sin Weekly Show. I'm just so happy to be here, and I'm always excited because this is such a blessing to me. Now, I know last week I talked about doing your due diligence, which is extremely important. But this week, I really want to break down on how to build a strong resume. So there's really something that a lot of people tend to miss out that is just the secret ingredient to constructing a strong resume. And what this is, guys, is simply highlighting your achievements. I cannot stress how important that is, guys. You want to know why I say that? And I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to pretend like I know everything because I certainly don't. I'm learning just like you guys are learning. We all learning together. Now, in the past, I've seen a lot of people's resumes, and one thing that I noticed that we all do is instead of highlighting our achievements, we actually just put the job descriptions or the job duties on our resume. So, for example, when someone asks you to construct a resume, what you're thinking is, okay, I'm applying for a sales job. Well, let me just put what I'm supposed to do as a salesperson. But really, that's not what you're supposed to do. What you're really supposed to do is highlighting how did you make a difference at the role? What did you do that was so special at the role? Did you come in and within 3 months, the company had a 15% increase? An employer wants to know why they should hire you over the next person with the same college degree, over the next person with the same skill sets. And the only thing that can separate you from everybody in the world is actual documentation of real work that you've done. So, you guys, I do suggest that when you're writing your resume, really, really think about all the hard work you put in. You don't want that to go to waste because that hard work is literally what's going to get you to the next position in every position that you take in life when writing your resume. How many trophies did you achieve? Did you win an award for Employee of the Month? Did you win Most Resilient? What did you really do? So after you highlight your biggest achievements on your resume, which is all your accomplishments that you achieved while you were at that current role, the next step is you want to include certain keywords. There's certain industry keywords that have to be in your resume. And the reason why it's so important is because how can somebody who never met you before read a piece of paper and have an idea that you really know what you're talking about? Keywords, that's exactly how they know. For example, for me as a sales professional, there's no way I can ever construct any resume and they aren't words like Salesforce or prospecting. Because if I don't put prospecting in my resume or Salesforce or all these vital things that shows that I know what I'm talking about, how do I expect the employer to know that I actually know what I'm saying? Meaning that if you're doing something, right, and a person is only looking at you through a piece of paper, you got to give them enough ammo to believe that you truly know what you're talking about. Meaning you got to have so much sauce and you got to have certain phrases that shows that, okay, this person's lived it. They've been through it. They know what they're talking about. So we want to talk about timeline and progression on your resume. And I really, really want to encourage you guys to pay attention to those timelines because obviously, you got to have timelines and dates in which you were actually at the job, right? You guys know that. I know you do. The biggest red flag for an employer is not being at a position for less than a year. You really want to stay there for at least a year because a whole year really says that you have the right intentions. You really wanted the job. You were very adamant about learning all that you could because nobody is going to stay anywhere for a straight year if they don't care about it. But you want to be the person that cares. You want to communicate that in your resume. And every single job you get, you want to make sure you stay there for at least a year because if you stay there for less than a year, then why would the next employer want to hire you? Because now all they're thinking is, okay, you're just another person trying to come here and you're just another person trying to get the check. Nobody wants somebody that just wants the check. It's about progress. They want a person that's willing to work with them. They want someone that wants to grow with the company. They want somebody that wants to learn. They want somebody that's willing to bring the juice that they got for the enablement of this company. And that's the person you need to be. The person that wants to stay and not the person that's trying to dip. So I really encourage you guys to stay at that job, do the groundwork, really be there for a certain amount of time that really shows that you know what you're doing so that when you apply for that next job, employers take you serious. They know that you want to do the same great work that you did at the last company for them. So the next thing that I really want to talk to you guys about is references and how having a reference is so important. and how having just one person that could just vouch for you is so important. When you apply for a role, guys, you really want to think. You really, really, really want to think about the person you were at that last job. Because that person you were at that last job is going to be the difference between you getting this job. It literally doesn't even matter how great of a person you are. It doesn't matter how hard you work. If nobody can co-sign you and say, you know what, I know Cynthia, I know Jennifer, she's extremely great, she's resilient, she presents a lot of value for the company, she's so committed, trust me, this is the person you want to hire, then none of the work you do matters. You guys, if I could give you one thing today, definitely hone in on those references. Definitely get the numbers of your managers. Have their personal numbers in your phone. Lock it in. So the key takeaway for this episode about building your resume, guys, is no matter where you think you are right now in life, no matter what job you're at, what position you're at, always be a forward thinker, guys. Always be 3, 4 steps ahead. Think about the next job in mind. Build those great relationships. Please don't burn any bridges. Highlight your greatest achievements on your resume. Let your resume be like your Instagram profile. You know what I'm saying? When you have an Instagram, all your flyest pics, you don't put dirty pictures on your Instagram because that's your resume. That's who you are. Treat your resume like a great representation of who you are. Communicate value, commitment, and let's get it.